and welcome to episode number 14 of the JK Cast with Justin and Keely. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Daylight savings is kicking my butt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really tricked our dogs into when mealtime is. It's pretty nice.
They don't know when dinner time is.
No crying.
Yeah, the cat slept right through dinner. Well, I mean, he ate, but later than he normally would.
Yes.
I've been alive for 24 years.
Yeah, you're getting up there.
And I will never get used to daylight savings time. I always forget. Like leading up to daylight savings time, I was like, "Oh, it's kind of being dark a little later. It's not dead of winter, sun setting at 5:30."
Right.
And then we spring forward an hour, and then it's like 8:30 and the sun's still up. What the hell?
You know, I really just don't get the point of daylight savings time. It's like, I get, back in the olden days when the majority of people worked in agriculture.
When did daylight savings start?
I really don't know. In the olden days, I just said that. When the majority of people were working in agriculture, like, okay, sure, change, what time the sun comes up for the majority of people who are working in agriculture. But in today's day and age, a very, very small percentage of the population works in agriculture because of advancements in technology. So why is the entire world changing their schedule for the small percentage of the population that have to go harvest
I don't know.
plants?
So,
what's the point?
I looked up some information. It's 1918 was the first daylight savings.
I think we need to repeal it. I'm very anti daylight savings time.
Yeah, well, so about 70 countries do daylight savings.
Okay.
In at least a portion of the country. So there are parts of the U.S.
Because Arizona doesn't do it, right?
Yeah, didn't they just start that? Isn't this the first year?
Or is it New Mexico? It's
one of them.
Something over there in the Southwest. They don't do it.
Yeah.
And their lives are exactly the same.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't take sleep away from you once a year,
Well, yeah, but then it gives you sleep on the other end.
It gives and it taketh away.
It giveth and taketh away. But Japan, India, and China are the only major industrialized countries that do not observe daylight savings time.
Well, I just don't see the point.
Yeah, there's no point, of course. Not anymore. But I think it's like the same thing as like, why doesn't the U.S. switch to metric? It's too much fucking trouble. They don't care. I think the big...
but just like think about it. Just 1 year, you just don't change the time.
Well, I think the big thing is
that's it.
Which one do you do? Do you stay with the daylight savings or do you stay not? And in the end, it doesn't fucking matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I would honestly have it be later, so that
later in the year,
or later in time.
Okay.
Just so like, I hate when every day, say if you left work at like 5 every day.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather it be lighter when I'm coming home than when I'm going to work. So when I'm going to work, like
you're going inside.
Yeah, like you're not.
At least for us, if you're working in a building.
Yeah, but when you're coming home, you're like, you feel good. You walk outside.
I want it to be light.
Outside.
I don't want to get home at like 6:30.
Like
sun's already setting. Taking dogs for a walk by street light. Like I want there to be some sun.
Yeah.
I left work at my normal time, but I looked up and the sun's like way up. I'm like, nice. Mm-hmm. There's so much time. Right now it's 7:12 at night that we're recording this podcast.
It's still light outside.
Yeah. I like that more than I like it being
light in the morning.
I want to see the light.
People too.
Well, yeah, I guess, but I mean, I really just want to see the light. I want to be.
Yeah, but some people get up like really early and go jogging in the morning. And we're really just not morning people. Well, they do like chores and shit in the morning.
Well, yeah, but then they also go to sleep early.
Yeah, so they might want it to be light early.
I found that out the hard way. I used to try to like in college get up and go jogging early in the morning. But then I'd have to stay up late for work or study or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, I like getting up early.
You can't do both.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't do both.
And I'd rather stay up late.
I'd rather stay up late to do studies and whatnot. Jogging, it's an optional thing. I hate that I want to be able to exercise, but I have to. I had to study.
I deeply, deeply want to be one of those people that wakes up and goes to the gym before work and still gets to work on time. Like, I have friends at work who do that, and I deeply want to be that level of productive. But I fear it will never be me.
I do know a lot of young people that do that, but then they also stay up late, like I was just talking about. But it doesn't seem to affect them as much as it does me.
Yeah, I don't know how I would do it. I would have to take like medical grade, like prescription grade vitamins
and caffeine
to like stay awake.
Yeah, right. I guess that's what it is, like energy drinks and whatever. I mean, it is like true. Like when you work out, you don't have more energy, but you've got more endurance to like endure the day. And I found that when I was working out, but I mean, it wasn't like I could like wake up at 5, go to sleep at 11, and do
that every day.
Yeah, and have the energy I need. I also feel like going to the gym in the morning is fine. But one thing, you sweat, and like obviously you don't want to go to like work after that. You need a shower.
Right, so then you have to shower and like do your hair.
Yeah, which you have to do all at the gym, or I guess you can go back home and do it.
I guess.
Yeah, I just wouldn't feel comfortable doing all that at the gym nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does seem like a lot of work. Oh, I mean, I used to go to the gym after work, but I would go home first and change. Or I would change at work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I saw so many people just like show up in like, their suit and like check in, go to the locker room, change out, and then they would go and like work out, go into the locker room, shower, put back on those clothes or whatever. And I'm just like, that's so much effort and so much work.
I mean, when we were at our old apartment, I would go to the gym a lot. And I really think one of the main things that's changed is just that we live so far from work now. From my work, at least. Because I would...
Oh, the commute? Yeah.
Yeah, because we lived like 5 minutes away from work, and we lived like 5 minutes away from the gym. And so I would literally just like drive home my little 5 minutes, change, go to the gym. And I could go like every day.
Yeah.
I feel like that commute time is like the time I used to spend at the gym.
Yeah, if you spend an hour commuting every day.
Right.
It's an hour of your day gone.
Yeah.
That sucks. When, like, if you lived a lot closer, that's an hour of your life, 45 minutes of your life that you could do working out instead. I have one thing to talk about. This past...
Do share.
This past week, I went grocery shopping. I was craving some bagels.
Oh,
so I got bagels and cream cheese. Now, I want to talk about the cream cheese because it's fucking bullshit. Is what it is.
Okay.
Is they have Big Cream Cheese has rolled out a new product called whipped cream cheese.
Oh, the cream cheese lobby?
Yeah.
Big cream cheese.
Big cream cheese.
Okay.
They've come together. How is cream cheese so relevant? What do you use cream cheese for? Bagels and cheesecake. What the hell else do you use it for? Dips?
Ritz crackers.
Do you just put cream cheese on Ritz?
Yeah.
I know you use it for like spinach artichoke dip. Like that's kind of niche.
Cucumber sandwiches.
Also niche. I'm just saying, like when you go there, it's got like a section
poppers.
like. Okay, also niche, but it's got
I could come up with a lot.
It's got a section like almost the size of the butter section. What's the need for all the cream cheese? How is Big Cream Cheese pushing their product like this?
People like cheese.
It's not cheese, it's cream cheese.
Even better.
Here's the new product they've rolled out. They've done whipped cream cheese. Because apparently regular cream cheese is too dense for the normal consumer. What they've done is they whipped air into it to make it lighter and easier to spread. But what they do is they put air into it so you get less cream cheese, and then they charge you more for the product.
Because they processed it more.
They put air into it. Okay, and when you're doing that on a
like,
fucking mass scale,
so
it's not like they have to charge you
ripped more. Jeans, where they give you less jean and charge you more money.
No. Ripped jeans, you actually have to put some, effort, and it has to be a certain way. But not whipped cream cheese. You just put air into it. You mix it. with nothing else but the ambient air. It's not taking a lot of effort, but it's like 10 cents difference an ounce.
Really?
Yes.
That is drastic.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, this one's a little bit more, and it's not
like
even a bigger
10 cents
container.
overall.
It's the
It's 10
same
cents an
size
ounce?
container. Huh?
It's not even like 10 cents overall. It's 10
No, it's
cents
like
an
a
ounce?
dollar. It's like $1 more.
Did you buy this?
Well, no, someone left it at our house, and I wanted bagels.
I thought you said that you went and bought.
I bought bagels.
Okay. And you know what? Because I've tried the cream cheese that someone left at our house, the whipped. And it's just, with a bagel, it's not really even that good. Because you don't get as much flavor.
One thing I liked about cream cheese is that it's dense.
Right.
It's nice and thick on like a light, fluffy bagel, and you got the dense cream cheese.
Yeah, and so you get a lot of flavor out of it.
Yeah.
And you really taste that, like, I don't know if it's like tanginess or...
You really get some of that cream cheese flavor.
You get some of the cream cheese
Oh,
flavor. Yeah. I tried the whipped one, like with the amount that I would put on a normal bagel, and I got like almost no flavor. Like I got the feel of cream cheese, I guess. Like it was soft.
Yeah, it's not enough.
And you know what makes me really uncomfortable when spreading it on my bagel is that it has the texture of marshmallow fluff.
Oh,
and it's white, so it looks like marshmallow fluff. And so I'm just over here spreading cream cheese on my bagel thinking, wow, this sure looks a lot like marshmallow fluff. I hope it's not sweet.
Yeah, right.
And I'm very uncomfortable.
But companies have been doing this for years of like slowly or coming up with ways to give consumers less product for either the same or more money.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenon called shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation?
Yeah, it's like inflation, but they're shrinking products.
Okay.
So you'll see it over like, if you go to the store every day and you're buying a bag of chips, and it's a bag of chips, it's 10 ounces. It says, 10 ounces on it.
Yeah.
Now, you just see the size of the bag. You're like, that's the size I want. You grab that. You don't know that it's 10 ounces. Or you looked at it once and you're like, oh, it's 10 ounces.
Okay.
So they roll out that product. And then like a year later, they use the same size bag, but they'll
9.5 ounces.
They'll decrease the weight to like 9.5 ounces, but then don't change the price. So now they're saving half an ounce on every bag, but still making the same amount of money. And it happens all over the fucking place.
Big chips.
All these big food companies, big chips, big cream cheese, big canned fruits.
Canned fruits, you say?
Yeah, Del Monte is fucking doing this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Nestle.
I bet Nestle
all
is
the
doing that
big
shit.
Coca-Cola, all the big companies. There's like 6 of them. They're pulling the wool over our
eyes.
Sheep. Over our eyes?
Yeah.
Shit.
All over our eyes.
I was like, pull the sheep over our eyes, pull the wool over our sheep.
Because, like the wool on the sheep, if it's like overgrown, it'll cover their eyes.
Yeah, I get it.
And they're blind.
Yeah.
And they're sheep, so
but
they're blind anyway.
It's just a bunch of bullshit.
Sheep.
But as like a consumer, like, what are you going to do? Like, if you want the product, you're going to buy the product.
Right.
So, but it's like, even if they lose some customers.
Companies change prices every year everywhere. I mean, as market inflation goes up, companies increase the price of their product. Like Starbucks changes prices like every 6 months.
Well, yeah.
On select products.
But there are some places where it's like...
I don't know if they really just... If they're just doing it, changing like the weight of the product to not... I get what you're talking about, and the ones that they like do something to it and then charge you more. That's like a separate thing. But like the products that they're just like lowering the weight on.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like at some point they just don't want to like deal with angry customers. So it's easier to decrease the weight than increase the price.
I just feel like there's no reason they need to increase the price. Even if inflation goes up, 2% every year, whatever. They're a huge company making a ton of product.
Well, their whole like purpose is to make money.
Well, yeah, I understand. They're going to do all to make money. Sure, yeah, I understand that.
I mean, at a certain point, the only way to get them to stop is to stop buying it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that, what I was going to say earlier is like, even if us X percentage stopped buying it, they made more money off of just like shrinking it and saving that amount of product per package than they would have if they kept all those customers.
Right. And if they lose the customers, and they don't make more money off of shrinking the weight, then they're probably going to shrink it more because they lost money and they need to make it up.
Yeah.
So.
But it really happens with like products that are like the exact same. Like I don't know if this one, but like candy bars are like a big one. I was gonna say Hershey's bar, but candy bars, like a Milky Way. Mm-hmm. A Milky Way has been a Milky Way for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's not like a product that's changing all the time.
Yeah, but like, how often do you buy Milky Way? Like, you wouldn't notice, Well,
that's the thing. We don't notice. That's the thing.
Like, who's buying a Milky Way every day?
Some people. I eat 2 to 3 Mounds bars a day.
You're not Joe from American Dad, okay?
Oh, come on.
Or Family Guy.
Family Guy.
My bad. My bad, audience. Joe from Family Guy.
Oh, another one is the Big Mac.
What's going on with the Big Mac?
It's gotten smaller.
Really?
Years. Yeah. Who is? I remember watching.
That's probably good. Honestly,
I remember watching the documentary of the one guy that's eating like 1 million.
That
Big
eats
Macs.
like one a day.
Yeah, he eats like one a day. And he was saying is like they've gotten smaller. Like
is he upset by this?
Yeah, he's like I used to eat one and be full. Now I can eat like 2 to 3, and I was like. That doesn't add up, but I'm just saying.
I don't think it's gotten that small.
It hasn't gotten that. Yeah,
How
have
big
you not
was
seen,
it before?
When was the last time you got a Big Mac? They're like sliders now.
Maybe they came out with a slider product and he's accidentally ordering that.
Yeah, right. He's been ordering McDoubles. He's like, the Big Macs are so tiny. Honestly, Big Macs are pretty good. They're not that good.
I think they're overrated for sure.
I'd take a McRib.
Gross.
You just don't like quality foods.
Okay, it's not even rib. It's not even a rib. I don't know what it is. It's gross.
It's a McRib.
I had one.
You know how like humans have spare ribs? Pigs have McRibs.
Untrue. I had a McRib for the first time. It was when we were dating.
Really? Did I make you get a McRib?
Yes.
Oh, of course. That sounds like something I would do.
Yes.
I eat a McRib every year.
It came back.
Oh, shit. Is a Shamrock Shake back?
Please don't make us.
You got to get a Shamrock Shake.
I've never had a Shamrock Shake.
Well, that settles it. We're getting Shamrock Shakes.
Oh, my God. Okay, so he made me get a McRib. Number one, I really don't like pickles on sandwiches, on warm things.
I love pickles, especially
I don't like warm
barbecue sauce.
pickles.
Oh.
I don't like warm pickles. It's disgusting. So that really just already, it was a problem. Other than that, the whole sandwich is not good, is my opinion. Justin is in love with them, so.
Yeah, they're so good.
You got both sides of the argument here.
They're so good. The Shamrock Shake has been back since February 15th. You just don't see a lot of...
McDonald's advertisements?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. We don't watch cable TV, I guess.
I went to Cane's, Raising Cane's chicken finger place, and they dyed their lemonade green.
Sounds fun. Festive.
It's very festive.
Yeah.
You know what?
Next thing you know, we're going to get green hamburger meat like Bob's Burger.
Ew, it's so gross. First of all, when you cook it, it wouldn't be green.
I know. It would be like a brown.
Just wrap it in
color.
lettuce. Like, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
But, like, why is it St. Patrick's Day is, like, it's pretty well celebrated. I feel like with, like, all the random places selling, like, green beer, green lemonade.
I feel like it's
Shamrock
an easy
Shakes.
thing to celebrate, and
Just,
it's
like,
not,
put
like,
green.
tied to a religion for the most part.
Yeah, it is. St. Patrick?
I said for the most part. I
How
said
is-
the celebration of it is not really
Okay.
tied to a religion.
No. It's tied to what?
It's tied to drinking. It's tied to drinking.
Okay. Well,
That's
it's
the entire
tied, They're
celebration.
celebrating. That's what celebrating is.
Okay. Well, the whole at least here in the US, the whole the way people celebrate is just everything is green.
If you don't wear green, you get pinched.
There may be some beads and clovers.
Some stereotypical Irish things, yeah.
Yes, very, very stereotypical. And then drinking. And like that's the whole holiday here. So
Of course. That's what all
that's a really
holidays are.
easy thing for people to get behind, I think. You know.
Yeah. I wish we did Easter that way.
It would be a good time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the adult Easter egg hunts after like a bar crawl? That'd be so fun.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be so fun.
I'm sure that exists somewhere.
I bet.
Some bar or some, because it's like your Easter is the last day of Lent, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
if you gave up drinking, it's like, come drink.
Come drink. That'd be so fun. If it doesn't exist, I call dibs. I'm going to start a bar crawl company.
A bar crawl company.
Yeah.
You just tell people to go to different bars.
Yeah, we did one of those in Ireland.
Well, yeah,
Did
but
you not remember?
But that was like run by like the hostel, was it not?
No.
Did we meet in the lobby of the hostel?
Yeah, the guy came.
You don't think he
The hostel doesn't run it. They had their own business. They do them all over. It's not just out of the hostel.
Interesting. Just seems like a weird business where you're just like, I'm going to take you to other businesses where you'll spend money. I guess then those businesses pay them to bring them customers.
Yes.
Okay. Last weekend or the weekend before, it was the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
And what they do is, they have two different teams, whatever. I'm not getting into all that. But they were playing, and like whoever won would get money for a certain charity.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you about it a little, and I was just like, that's such a strange setup of like, you have two teams pitted against each other playing in like an actual competitive sport, and they're playing for different charities. So whoever wins gets usually a good amount of money. They got like, hundreds of thousands of dollars to these charities or to this charity. I think they ended up giving money to both. That's usually how it ends up being.
Yeah,
But-
they usually give like a lot more to the one that won.
But yeah, that's why I'm just like, that sucks.
But like, can you imagine getting the call from the NBA being like, okay, you were chosen as the charity for this team. And then they're like all excited. And then their team just loses like terribly. Like
Right.
the Durant team didn't win any quarter, did they?
No.
No. So like how, at least for the All-Star game, whoever wins each quarter, their charity gets a certain amount of money.
And then whoever wins the game.
Wins another amount. But they do it by quarter, to hopefully, even out who's getting money, whatever. But Team LeBron won all 4 quarters.
Right.
So if the NBA, I'm pretty sure they ended up giving like a smaller percentage to the losing charity. But if they didn't, then they would have gotten nothing.
Yeah, but just like
And it's like, how ass would that be? Like you're chosen to be the charity and you don't get anything.
Because, like, of course, like the NBA doesn't want to be like, oh, sorry, we're not going to give any money to you.
Fuck your charity.
But I've seen things where it's like the losing team doesn't win any money for their charity, like smaller events.
Yeah.
I'm like, that sucks. Just like imagine like, oh my God, we might finally get funding, and then they lose, and you're like, cool.
I guess not.
I guess we're not getting
Yeah.
funding. I was just like, that's so
Like on
strange.
Family Feud, when they do Celebrity Edition, the money goes to the charities.
Oh yeah,
And I don't think both families get some money.
yeah.
I think it's just the winning one.
But also like it's kind of for
But then,
me,
like, what if Chrissy Teigen doesn't get the fast money at the end? Where they answer the questions and they have 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What if she doesn't win that? Charity's not getting $20,000 now. It just gets like the $3,000 from the initial round.
right? I mean, as the charity, like whatever they could have won $1 million, where they ended up winning like 200,000. I'm sure they're like, great, that's $200,000 we're getting,
Right.
But it would suck being like, wow, the charity for the other team won so much money and we got literally nothing. Cool. I guess they get like exposure and people are like, oh, that's a charity. It always seemed like weird either way it went for me. Like you're either playing for charity and then like both teams end up getting money. I'm like, okay, then why play? Why not just give them money? Or then you have where one of them doesn't get any money and you're like, well, that sucks. Why would you even do that?
I feel like how it should be, this is how it should go. I'm going to tell you right now. How it should be is you play the game, whatever it is, whoever wins, the organization pays for that charity. Whoever loses has to pay their organization out of their own pocket.
That's a good idea.
Right? Like, I mean, the NBA players could, like, pool together $200K if they, like, lost their game, you know?
I'm sure one of them could. Yeah.
Yeah, like, LeBron James could just, like, drop that shit on his own.
Right. I'm sure he could do that and, like, under the table, like, the NBA give him $2,000. Just be like, thanks.
But, like, that, I mean, same thing with, like with Chrissy Teigen. Like, she, like, loses the $20K. She's
okay,
like,
you brought up Chrissy Teigen.
Because Chrissy Teigen
did that actually happen?
Family Feud.
Oh, I thought you were using an example.
The Teigens went against the Kardashians in Family Feud.
The Teigens?
Or Legends, whatever.
Yeah.
The woman is the head of the household to me, okay?
What does Chrissy Teigen do?
She was a model.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
And now she's like...
She does things, yeah.
Yeah, she does various things.
Well, it's like, because like you say John Lennon, John Legend.
John Lennon was
and I'm like, okay. Well, yeah, he was also a singer, like John Legend. But you say John Lennon, I'm like, I know what he does. But I'm like, Chrissy, she does a lot of stuff. Like, what was her thing?
Yeah, she started as a model.
Okay.
But I think that's how to make it where, like, the losing team actually loses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still benefits both charities.
Right.
I think that's the way to do it.
That is a good thing.
I should be in PR.
PR?
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't think you know anything about PR.
I think I just came up with a great idea for an event.
Yep.
Two great ideas. The Easter bar crawl.
Bar crawl?
With the adult Easter egg hunt.
Who's that PR for?
That's just an event, man. Like... like some alcohol company wants to do like a candy flavored liquor, wants to launch it.
Ew.
Like, what's that episode of Bob's Burgers?
The Easter one? I don't fucking know. Where they're drinking the jelly bean schnapps?
Jelly bean, thank you. They want to launch a jelly bean
it's like the only
flavored liquor
for Easter. Besides chocolate.
They want a chocolate liqueur. You know, you want to get some spring flavored liquors. Well, let's do a fucking Easter.
So like people are just gonna be like at an event like, hey man, I'm having a pretty good time. Who's throwing this event?
Yeah, it's gonna be branded everywhere.
It's PR.
All of the no. The liquor will be branded everywhere. So
in this scenario, you're a PR person
and shit.
You're like a PR person for a liquor company.
No, they would be one of the clients.
Who are you
that would
PR
be an
person
example.
for?
It would be a general PR person. You would be a PR firm, and the liquor company would be one of your clients.
But are you throwing the events
for the liquor company who's your client?
Asking.
Yes.
You're doing PR for that liquor company.
Yeah, but that's not like the whole job. That's like one of your clients. You're just
doing random PR stuff. I get it. You don't understand anything about PR.
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question.
What are you gonna
I want you to be serious about it, okay?
Serious? I'm always serious.
What, I've
been serious this whole time.
You were just talking about doing PR for like nobody, but then like it's an Easter bar. Whatever, fuck it.
I've been serious this whole time.
Do dogs have foreheads?
Babe, I already told you yes.
But explain this to me.
It's like above their eyes. I don't know what you want.
From their eyes to where?
To like a little bit above their eyes.
Wait, you mean where their eyebrows are? That's their forehead. What do you mean above the eyebrows?
And just for like right here.
Just for like an inch?
Yeah, sure.
But that's on the top of their head.
No, it's not.
Everything above their eyebrows.
I'll bring a dog in. I need to look.
No, you know what dogs look like.
I don't. I'm forgetting entirely what dogs look like right now.
No, you aren't.
Hold on, let me look at pictures.
You're just trying to use an excuse to look at pictures of our dogs.
You don't know me.
I don't think dogs have foreheads.
No, they totally do.
How?
It's maybe like right here.
Maybe
it's to like here.
That's the top of her head. You're pointing the top of her head.
The top of her head is back here.
That's the back of her head.
That's the top.
The forehead has to face the same way the eyes are.
It does.
It does not.
It's
That's
right
her
there.
eyebrows. You're looking at a 2D
Foreheads are
image.
above eyebrows.
That's the top of her head.
Foreheads
Because
are above
it's eyes, eyebrows, and then there's a 90-degree turn to the top of her head. It's gonna say yes, and I'm gonna be upset, and I'm gonna disagree, because what it's gonna explain.
The forehead is the portion of the head that's similar to your own forehead. Like
That doesn't make any sense.
It goes from the stop and eyebrows to the back point of the skull.
That's the top of their head.
No, the top of their head is here.
It said to the back of their skull, to where it connects at their
That's
spine.
the top. No, this is the back of the skull. This is the part that connects to your spine.
Okay, our head, stop pointing to your own head, because our heads are different shapes than our dogs.
Just let me finish reading. The occiput
No one knows what that
is
means.
the highest point of the skull at the back of the head and a prominent feature on some dogs. They have a little point that's like right there.
Yeah.
And then they have a part that goes down to their spine. They do.
That's the back of their neck.
Oh,
Yes.
you aren't listening.
It literally said it's the same as our forehead, and then explained from their eyebrows to the back of their head. That's the top of their head. Do they? Okay.
No, it's to there. And then there's a part that goes from there to the neck.
That's.
Do you not see?
So do they have a top of the head?
No.
What do you mean no? Top is a direction. There's a top to everything.
It goes from the stop
Okay. Where like in between their eyes.
to the occiput, which is their high point.
I think high point, they mean not like the top, but like the back.
No, it's to here. And then there's a small part that goes from here to the nape.
So
How many times do I have to say it?
So you're saying they have a forehead and that connects to the back of their head.
Yes.
They don't have a top of their head.
No.
What do you mean?
Do you have a top of your head?
Yes. Where my hair is.
Oh my God.
What do you... Do dogs have a top of their head? I can tell you, everything that has a head, there's a top of it.
You're a top of it.
Don't tell me dog. I think it was a pretty good question. Do dogs have foreheads? But don't throw back with the question, do dogs have a top of their head? Like, of course they have a top.
No, it looks like humans that the forehead goes back to here, just like on dogs.
No, I'm not going to believe that the forehead
Look.
goes from eyebrows
It goes from there
to where
stop,
like the swirl in your hair.
to the high point.
You're saying there's not a top of the head.
I am 100% confident that top of the head is not a body part.
You're doubling down and you're saying humans also don't have a top of their head?
That's what I'm saying.
Is there any species with a head that has a top of a head?
I am 1000% sure that no species has a top of the head.
What are you talking about?
That is not a medical term.
I'm not saying it's a medical term.
And I don't know what you mean by top of the head.
The top.
Yeah, everybody has a part of their head that is on top of the rest of their body.
Thank
but that
you.
is not a separate bone. The forehead is because it's a certain part of the skull, and that goes to the high point of your skull. Oh my God. The frontal bone that meets with the parietal bone at the coronal suture is what your forehead is. So it goes from the stop of your nose to the coronal suture, and that is your forehead.
So there is no top of the head.
There's no top of head.
That's bullshit.
Other than you just patting your head and being like, this is the top.
I'm not going to say, oh, see all this hair on the top of my head? That's so much better than saying, look at this hair
That's
on my
your
forehead.
scalp.
Where? Oh my God.
You wanted to talk about this.
I just feel like this is all bullshit.
All right, let's go next on your list. Let's get away from
lost
the
my
dog
topics.
forehead things. You deleted them?
Yeah, I was fucking around with my phone screaming about
The top of
dog's
the head.
foreheads and top of the head. And you're out here arguing that there's no top of the head.
It doesn't
That's
exist.
fucking insane.
You're insane. top of the head bullshit.
Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I went to go get a, you know what so it's been kind of windy lately.
Has it?
Yes. And we have a tree out front, and it's just the right height that it's like when the wind blows, it brushes up against the gutters and makes a really like creaky,
like we have the ghosts.
Squeaky sound. Like it sounds like, I'm like, what the hell is that noise? And I always forget it's the tree.
Yeah.
So I went out there and I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, like, do I need to cut this back? Like, whatever. And I think it's fine. It just makes a noise, whatever.
Yeah.
I guess if I was that annoyed, I could, trim a branch. But as I turned back, we have this sign on our front door. And I looked and I was like, what's that? And there's a little bird's nest, like, perched on the sign.
Oh, yeah. In our, in the wreath.
Yeah.
How cute.
It's adorable. It's got little eggs in there.
I know, but now I can't change out the wreath for spring.
Yeah, we have
to wait for
we have to leave it for the birds.
The birds to grow up and
I haven't seen
leave the nest.
I haven't actually seen a bird. I've seen the eggs in the nest. I haven't actually seen like a bird in there because I can barely see it through our peephole. Mm-hmm. But I check out there every so often. There's no birds, just the eggs.
Maybe they didn't like us opening the door.
Probably, because I mean, how that nest had been there for a while when we were opening the door, like getting packages and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like we never noticed.
Yeah.
Well, I would hope they would take their eggs.
They don't do that, honey.
Why not?
They don't come take their eggs. They get spooked, they leave.
That's so savage. Jesus Christ.
It's the same with like bunny nests.
Oh, don't talk to me about bunnies.
I'm sorry.
There's so many bunnies in our neighborhood.
Well, the coyotes are back, so hopefully there won't be.
The coyotes are back?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
They stopped maintaining the coyote population. That's why we had such an overrun of bunnies in our area.
I thought they just like relocated all of them. And they were just like, I didn't know they were actively taking care of it or doing something with it.
They stopped with that. And so the coyotes are back. So
where the hell did you get this information?
They'll maintain the bunny situation. Hopefully we won't have an overrun of bunny
situation.
Yes, and the feral cat situation. Hopefully. There's just been, like, in theory, having a bunch of bunnies would be better than having a couple coyotes. Why? But in reality, there's too many damn bunnies.
There's so many of them.
And I have a friend whose dad lives in this area, and multiple times he's been mowing the lawn and hit one of the bunny nests because they'll like make a hole in your freaking yard and cover it up with grass so it'll look like there's grass there. And then he'll just like kill some baby bunnies.
That's so
sad.
And
it's like the worst. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm glad I've never done that.
Yeah. It's probably because you don't mow the lawn.
What do you mean I don't mow the lawn?
Very often.
Well, wouldn't that give them more of an opportunity to make a nest?
I guess, but it's also more of an opportunity for you not to hit them because they don't stay there long.
What do you mean they don't stay there long? How long are they?
They don't stay in the nest long.
How long do they stay there?
Their eyes open at 2 weeks.
And then when do they leave?
Probably about 4 weeks.
You're saying I don't mow the lawn once every 4 weeks?
Yeah.
I mow the lawn okay, first of all, it was just winter when the grass wasn't growing. That's why I wasn't mowing the lawn. But now, when I do mow the lawn, I mow it every other week, which I should do probably every week, but nah.
Okay.
How about you mow the lawn? No answer? No? That's what I fucking thought.
It's your thing.
It's my thing to mow the lawn?
You're really into it.
Earlier, you were talking about Family Feud, like Celebrity Family Feud and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And we've talked about game shows in the past, whatever. But when I was watching the All-Star game, the NBA All-Star game, it was on like TBS. Mm-hmm. Normally they're on like TNT or like some sports channel or whatever. But TBS is a goofier channel, I guess you could say.
Definitely.
TBS airs a lot of like Family Guy, American Idol, stuff like that. So like when it cuts a commercial break and they were doing like advertisements and they were doing advertisements for like the TBS channel, they were advertising all like these game shows and like these obstacle course shows and whatever. And it was so goofy. I'm like, who watches this? I was like, because we don't have cable. Like we have like Hulu with live TV, so I can like watch sports. But that's all I use it for. And like some of the shows we watch, like you can get like on demand for. But I'm not going out there and watching like game shows and
I mean, there was that
obstacle
one,
courses.
Like game show a while back I started watching on Hulu. And it was just like, I had to stop watching it because it's just dumb. Like it was the Hot Ones, the game show. And it's like that guy who does the interviews where they eat like a hot wing each in like increasing hotness.
His name is Sean.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, and he does great interviews, and I love the interviews. And
yeah, he's a really good interviewer.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, the game show might be interesting. No. The questions they ask are like insanely easy questions.
And the contestants
and they get them wrong. Yeah.
I do hate that.
And it's like...
Yeah, I hate when people, like... I don't know, because I'm like...
And then they're over here, like, throwing up because of how hot the hot wings are and stuff. And it's like... It's gross.
That.
Yeah, it's not... It wasn't a great show, I don't think.
I've never found, like, a game show where, like a trivia show that I would be, like, good at. I know a lot of trivia.
Yeah.
But, like, when it comes to, like, Jeopardy...
Jeopardy's way too hard.
It's so hard, but there's people that are great at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it before, and we think it's because, like, the questions are a little older.
Yeah, probably. But, like, Hot Ones, I feel like you wouldn't have to eat, like, any wings.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like some of them are, like, way too easy.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's, like, the middle ground?
Right. Like, where can the average person...
Well, I think the average person would be on Hot Ones. And then you have the older people for Jeopardy. And then the rest don't go on game shows. The rest don't go on game shows because they interview for Hot Ones. And they're like, no, you're not going to eat any wings. That's not what the show's about.
Yeah, it's not going to be funny.
It's not going to be funny. We want someone that's going to be eating wings and crying. And Throwing up. Yeah, that's what they want. And swear
that's
they don't.
what the viewers
do they give
want.
away money, I'm assuming?
I think so. I can't really
I'm sure. Is there a game show where you don't get money?
You get a milkshake at the end for sure. I remember that.
A milkshake?
Because it's like, it's supposed to make your mouth feel better.
Yeah, but why a milkshake? Why not just like milk? Or some thick-ass cream?
They make like a really big deal about the milkshakes too. They're like, do you want this like creamy milkshake?
What do you mean? They asked that during like the show?
Well, yeah, they're like, you get this question right, you're going to get that creamy cold milkshake.
Are they sponsored by a milkshake company?
I have no idea. It's really weird.
Yeah, because I've never seen the show.
It's weird overall. The show is weird overall.
Yeah. And now you have like a lot of...
But I've watched like an unnecessary amount of episodes to come to that conclusion.
A lot of like random celebrities are getting into game show hosting.
I know. It's like the new thing.
Yeah. What I've noticed, it hasn't really taken off too far. I guess it kind of has. But like game shows or like shows, like it's normally just like random people you don't know. And they go up there, and then you kind of like had like other reality TV shows where like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Wasn't it like, didn't it start as like they picked random people, like people applied and they picked random people and they did whatever they do in that show? But then now they have like reoccurring people coming back. Season after season. Yeah, they have like this person was in like season 14 and he's back, or in like the same way like a girl that was on The Bachelor becomes the Bachelorette.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they become like personalities that people like know, because I hear it on like the radio when I'm like driving to work, like, oh, they just announced a new Bachelor, and they talk about it like they already know her, and I'm like, well, it's so weird.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that started, and then you had Lip Sync Battle, where it was like
Teigen.
Yeah, Chrissy Teigen and I was almost said J-Lo, Coolio host that, and it's celebrities that go up there. It's people you already know, and then you started having shows like The Masked Singer, where it's celebrities competing, and now they just announced or they just started Masked Dancer.
Yeah.
Oh, you also have Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah,
where it's like, so like are game shows in the future just going to be like celebrities doing games? Instead of just like random people.
It seems more entertaining than the random person.
Yeah, right? And then they don't have to give away money.
Because like at least you know, like, yeah, like you know who it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like celebrities perform a lot better than, the random person off the street.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like that's...
They have, more joking, back and forth.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why I think we've talked about it before when we were talking about game shows, was that, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and Family Feud, they have very strict rules that you adhere to because you're being put on TV and you're a random person that does no TV experience. So you stick to very strict rules so that it's the same show to show and, it's presentable. They have a lot to work with.
Right, on Family Feud, the clapping. Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Good answer. They always say that. It's annoying.
Yeah, this one person said something that was just obviously not.
Oh, when they get a really bad answer and they're like, good
and
answer.
And everyone just pauses for a moment and they're like, good answer.
Yeah.
Looking at their partner what the fuck? Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like I haven't. Celebrity Family Feud, if you watch it, is it strict like that or is it more loose?
Oh, they're super loose.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Chrissy brought cocktails for everyone.
Oh, nice.
The Kardashians and It was really funny. And then they talked for a really long time at the beginning when Steve was trying to get a handle on the group. Mm-hmm. They kept joking back and forth.
Yeah.
And he was like, what's happening? I think he actually said that at the beginning. He's like, what is going on?
Yeah. Because after that it's who cares about the game show at that
Honestly,
point?
Honestly, no one cares. It's just fun.
Yeah. It's about the celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure how much did they fucking pay to get those two families on?
I think they did it for charity.
Oh, yeah. I'm assuming it probably was.
Yeah. But can you imagine how much they would have had to pay if it wasn't for charity?
If it was just straight up they were going to be on there? A lot of money. Or they'd have to bump up the prizes. All right, if you win, you're getting $100 million. They'd be like, ooh.
They're like, okay, it might come.
Yeah.
We'll see what our calendar looks like.
What's another category that's been taken over by celebrities? Boxing. You have those random boxing matches where celebrities are just I want to fight you.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen that? Well, I mean, Conor McGregor did it. I mean, he was an MMA fighter. He challenged Floyd Mayweather, who was a boxer. But that was a fight that would never ever happen until he was you know what? This personality was fuck that other personality. I want to fight him. And then they set it up and made a shit ton of money.
Wow.
But the most recent one was Jake Paul. Jake Paul, did you not?
Who did he fight?
He fought Nate Robinson, who is a former NBA player. But two people, a YouTuber and an ex-NBA player.
Who won?
Jake Paul. But Nate Robinson's not tall. He's fit, but he's not. He's 5'10".
Oh.
So it's not too crazy. But I don't really know what led up to it, but it was two personalities that were we want to fight. And they set it up and they fought.
Wild.
And they fought. Yeah. And then I think
Jake's fans, but
Oh, is that a thing?
Oh yeah.
I knew.
And it's really screwing over
yeah. Well,
the everyday person.
That's another thing. It's same thing with YouTube. A lot of celebrities have moved into YouTube, and it's okay, cool. Well, it's no longer this,
creator space.
Yeah.
Now it's just a celebrity's place to talk about things that
a celebrity to be more celebrity.
Media,
yeah. And that's the thing is especially OnlyFans, something you make money on, and YouTube, we don't make money on YouTube.
Yeah.
But it's changed so much with the rise of technology, with just the rise in standards. Because when we were kids, people made YouTube videos. It was
just bullshit
videos.
Yeah,
it was some young person in their room with a camera doing something.
Fun.
And then now you have people have legitimate production companies that make YouTube videos that started out as people making videos in their room, but it makes it so much harder for people like us that we just want to start something. We obviously you want an audience because you're making things,
right?
But if you want to be
someone to experience your art or whatever,
yeah, you're creating something. You're obviously creating something for people to enjoy,
right?
At some point, I love creating this. I like cooking food, but am I going to cook food and have no one eat it? No, it's kind of weird.
Right.
At some point, I'm not going to cook anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. I'm going to create, and I like creating, but at some point, yeah. And so one thing is that, we talked about this in our very first podcast, it was hard to get into this, to start this project for us, to start this channel, because we had to put in a lot of effort just to get somewhere where people would see it and be like, all right, it's not shitty production.
Right.
You know, we built a computer. We basically redid this entire room to be a recording studio. And it was a lot of money. It took a lot of time. And like, I'm glad we did it. And like, it wasn't too much, like, it wasn't insane what we did.
Yeah.
Because we want a computer for gaming anyway. So it was really just like recording stuff. And we don't even have like the stuff I want or probably you want either. And there's still more we want to do with the channel and whatnot. But I mean, it's just, you know, with like celebrities taking over, like I'm not trying to be bitter or anything about it.
No.
But I'm just saying it's something.
There's like such a higher caliber of quality in recording and in video production. And because of the rise of technology, like if you have like a little bit of extra money, like you can have this like really good quality. And so it's kind of expected, like the average viewers like expect a higher quality content.
Of course.
Than they did when we were growing up. I mean, when we were growing up, it was like the rise of YouTube, you know? Like,
even before that, I remember watching.
Like the shoes video.
Yeah.
Like all these like just like super shitty quality videos, but they're just funny.
Yeah.
And like that's all you needed.
Yeah,
and
because
that's not how it is anymore.
Of course not. And it's just like, it's not even like you have to have like high production, but like to get in the door, you have to have, you know, good. Like I remember having a TV when growing up that was standard definition, 720p. If you're uploading videos today
at 720p,
at 720p, I mean, I don't even know if it's considered HD anymore.
I don't think so. I think
no, that's standard definition, isn't it? And now 1080. I think when we were growing up, 720 was like 1080 was like high definition, and then now 1080 is.
Yeah.
And then now you can do 4K.
Right.
And like I know a lot of obviously for like video games and whatnot, you're probably not going to be uploading in 4K. But I know a lot of people that do they do live action videos, like YouTubers that do live action videos and they upload in 4K, but you have to like shoot those in 4K and those cameras are expensive. Yeah. So it's just like the minimum to kind of get your foot in the door, the minimum quality you need has gone up some. Also, it's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a great time.
Yeah. All right. I think we're going to wrap this one up.
Thanks for spending time with us here today.
Yeah.
Hope you have been enjoying JK Cast.
Yeah. I like the cast.
The cast.
The podcast that we do. It's one of my favorite things that we record. Well, it's like the only time, I'll say this real quick and then we can actually end it. It's the only time where I can like actually sit down and like get out like full, like 100% I'm thinking through these thoughts.
Right.
Rather than when I'm like playing a video game, it's kind of like hard.
Like focus.
Yeah. That's a skill I need to work on. But yeah, it's really fun for me.
Well, I'm glad to have this time with you and to share our lovely thoughts with the world.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have such great things to say.
Yeah. How fucking like egotistical and fucking
right, like
vain of us.
Yeah, to assume that people care.
I started making videos for you guys. You need to know what I want to say.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. My thoughts are super important. I have to share them with the world. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to go.
Yep.
We're going to make some dinner. Chill out.
Mavs game.
So I hope you enjoyed hanging out and that you'll come back next week.
Come back next week or come back for any of our other videos. And we'll see you in another one. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.